Good day. My name is Lisel Jonk. I'm a student at CQU studying educational neuroscience. I am preparing this presentation for the executive board of our company. Today we will be embarking on the journey of dissecting the topic of monochromatic sensory stimulation, a fascinating subject that merges science, music, and art in educational neuroscience. The power of monochromatic sensory stimulation and its influence on lifelong creative thinking. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by stimuli, where color, sound, and movement blend into a cacophony of sensory overload, it may seem counterintuitive to focus on something as simple as one color. But the beauty of monochromatic stimulation lies in its simplicity to the encoding, storing, and recalling of lifelong memories. It's a real life experience, a doorway that ignites the executive functioning to deeper creativity, focus, and enduring innovation. For the development of lifelong memories, teachers should focus on real life experiences encompassing more than one sense, Dr. Kozowani and Dr. Willis. We will be looking at the detail of monochromatic sensory stimulation. What is monochromatic sensory stimulation? The impact of eustress and distress on the amygdala, the gateway to learning. Monochromatic sensory stimulation ignites neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, and the impact of monochromatic sensory stimulation on creative thinking, and then we will conclude. What is monochromatic sensory stimulation? Mono means one, and chromatic means equal systematic change. Monochromatic sensory stimulation refers to the experience of immersing oneself in a single hue, whether that be through lighting, sound tones of music, visual art, or emotions. The purpose is to limit the sensory input, allowing the mind to sink deeply into one aspect of the experience. By focusing on a single element, the brain is encouraged to explore nuances and differentiations it might otherwise overlook when distracted by the full spectrum of stimuli. Imagine you walk in a room that's bathed entirely in shades of green blue. No other colors, just green blue in its many forms. At first, you might think you've seen it all. But as you remain in the space, you begin to notice subtleties. The way light plays on different surfaces, the variation in tone, and the emotional responses that arise from prolonged exposures. This focused experience unlocks a new way of experiencing the world, one that encourages deep observation, reflection, and fine differentiation. The impact of eustress and distress on the amygdala, the gateway to learning. The amygdala. The role of the amygdala and hippocampus in distress, negative stress, is associated with hyperactivity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, fight, flight, and freeze, leading to heightened emotional responses and fear conditioning. Concurrently, chronic distress can impair hippocampal function, negative impacting memory formation and emotional regulation. This neurobiological disruption contributes to a feedback loop of distress where impaired cognitive function exacerbates the perception of stresses, while eustress makes us happy and focused. Positive stress promotes positive biochemical changes that enhances brain function, resilience, and increase dendritic growth in the hippocampus through monochromatic sensory stimulation. This neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin that play a vital role. On the other hand, distress often leads to detrimental neurochemical alterations that compromise mental health and causes neurotoxicity. Monochromatic sensory stimulation ignites neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This adaptability is crucial for learning, memory, and recovery from injury. Neurogenesis, on the other hand, involves the creation of new neurons, primarily in the hippocampus, which plays a key role in learning and memory formation. Together, these processes are called the process of differentiation that become complex and functionally specialized during lifelong development of neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. These processes provide a foundation of cognitive development and creativity, allowing individuals to adapt and thrive in dynamic environments. The impact of monochromatic sensory stimulation on creative thinking. Creative thinking isn't just a fleeting moment of inspiration. It is a process, a lifelong pursuit of seeing the world in new ways. Monochromatic stimulation acts as a catalyst for this pursuit. By focusing on one single stimulus, we train our brains to slow down, to linger, to find richness in simplicity. This deliberate reduction of sensory input fosters a state of mindfulness and opens up pathways for novel ideas and solutions to merge. When we immerse ourselves in one color, one light, one sound, one touch, or one smell, we are focused to push beyond the obvious and search for what is hidden beneath the surface. This is where creativity thrives, in the places where we least expect to find it. The monotony of one color might seem limiting, but it can actually lead to boundless creativity because we are learning to see what others overlook, the subtleties that gives the real and right answers. In essence, the practice this practice fosters divergent thinking, the ability to generate a variety of solutions to a single problem. Divergent thinking is essential for creativity. It teaches us to explore multiple possibilities, to innovate, and to challenge assumptions. It's not about quick answers, but about sustained curiosity. Monochromatic sensory stimulation is an invitation to engage this kind of thinking, to embrace nuance and subtlety as fuel for lifelong creativity. Monochromatic sensory stimulation creates lifelong mindful, innovative thinkers. Monochromatic sensory stimulation is not a retreat from richness of the world, but a deep dive into the subtleties that we often miss. The real answers. By limiting sensory input, we expand the possibilities for creative thought, focus, and emotional depth. This practice reminds us that sometimes less is more, much more. As we navigate the complexities of life, work, and personal growth, The simplicity of monochromatic stimulation can serve as a powerful tool for enhancing lifelong creative thinking. In a calm, focused environment where eustress is fostered, that activates the executive functioning. It encourages us to slow down, to be present, and to observe the world with a fresh, curious mind. A mindset that will continue to fuel innovation, artistry, and problem solving throughout our lives.